Thanks, Frank. Definitely close by to every great athlete is a great coach, and so Frank has been the best coach ever, and so thank him for the kind words. So many of us live in fast forward nowadays, get caught up in the hustle and bustle, and I'm definitely guilty of that myself. So what makes this so special, these kind of events, is that it gives you a chance to kind of reflect back on the past and those great memories. You relive them that for so long ago you kind of forgot. So this is an honor, and I'm extremely grateful to the Greater Columbus or Greater Cincinnati Running Hall of Fame. Thank you. So I want to definitely take special thanks to Frank and the coaching staff at LaSalle and all the teachers at LaSalle. My time at LaSalle was definitely very special. It was more than just an education. To me, LaSalle was a life-altering time, full of memories. There was pride, there was spirit, it was filled the voids, and encouraged great things. Learned so many things: loyalty, teamwork, confidence, and respect for others. So still to this day, when facing adversity, I look back on my roots and support and confidence in my ability to persevere. So Frank especially pushed me and to make me realize my talent. He pushed all of us each and every day, to never doubt ourselves and to never give up. I'm definitely grateful of that. I know that every time in a race, there's a point where you're gonna get to a point where it's going to be tough, it's going to be hard, and you're going to have to run through that pain. But always knowing that he had said at that point in time, you need to persevere, and no one can take this away from you. There's a little bit of pain, but it soon goes away if you're victorious, and you get to relive a lot of these great memories for what seemed like maybe 15 minutes of pain then, but you get to carry the memories forever and the victories. So it was very, very great. And similar to, we're going to get to hear Billy Mills talk a little bit later, and I know in watching some of his interviews, he talks a lot about envisioning winning and winning those races. And Frank did very similar to that. He never doubted us, and we knew every time we stepped on the line that we had trained just as hard or harder than anyone else, and that we could definitely compete, and not only compete but win. So there's never a doubt in our mind that we could do that. I want to thank my mom and dad, my sister who cannot be here, and all my family and friends, aunts and uncles, everyone that traveled so many hours to watch us run. Many times it was out of town, so definitely thanks to all of them. This is definitely a great honor, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Doug. Our next inductee, probably known to everyone, Julie Isphording, Olympian, and for a long time the face of the female running community here in Cincinnati, and took us to a whole new level. So I would like to have Bob Ronker come up, Hall of Famer himself.
Thank you, Andy. This is a wonderful affair that has been started, and it's a real pleasure to be here. And it's certainly a pleasure that I have to say a few words about Julie. Back when I got started running in the late 50s, a runner was defined as somebody who attended school, was a competitive racer, and was male. I mean, basically, you just did not have women participating then. The fathers of the Olympics, in their wisdom, realized that the women couldn't do much, and so they limited the distance to 800 meters back in 1960. I'm not sure exactly when the change was made, but sometime Bill, the historian, probably knows that now. But it was sometime in the late 60s when allowed to go more. But anyway, 800 meters, that was it. So I was working at a shop prior to the one that I have now, and a young lady who was in high school, and she was with an individual, Pete Wilton, who spent a lot of time with her back then. And she was a tennis player, but was taking up running. And she came in and she had these orange pony shoes, I remember. And I thought, Julie, we've got to get a good pair of shoes here for you. Well, I don't know if, I'm not sure, you were probably wearing the ponies then. The first ever race, I believe, down at Lunkin, you ran in it and surprisingly came in first. But Julie showed obviously some talent. She didn't go through the school setup that most of us had with our athletic teams, that she basically ran on her own. From Ursuline, went to Xavier University, was coached by Tom Grogan. And again, Xavier did not have a program anywhere like they do now. And so in 1984, this was to be the inaugural year in the Olympics to have a marathon. And I can still remember, I'm not sure if it was either on TV, I think it was on radio, but anyway, at the store, we're listening, and the announcers are describing the race as it was going on. And Joan Benoit Samuelson, who many of you are aware of, she was leading and won and went on to win the gold. And they were mentioning the second place runner and as things were progressing along. And along about the 22nd or 23rd mile, Julie's name was mentioned, and she had moved into third place. Well, as we know, if you're in the top three, that will qualify you for the team. And she went along, and she did qualify for the first ever marathon team that took place in the Olympics, which certainly was a very historic event. She and Karen Cosgrove both ran in this event in the trials. She had some other successes, Boston, winning Los Angeles, but I think everything's not just related or limited to just her participation as an athlete. She started up a radio show for running. I mean, think about it. You're just not going to have something like that, a radio show devoted to running. And Julie had this for a few years, and certainly she's very involved now with one of the oldest races in the country, the Thanksgiving Day race. And some of her changes have brought the race from a field of 3,000, 4,000 people to 13, 14, 15,000 people. So it's with great pleasure for her contributions over many, many years, I'd like to introduce Julie Isphording.
Let me now tell you what Bob didn't tell you. This is fun tonight for me, and Bob said I didn't have a program in college, but what I had was something so much better. When I came to Bob Bronker, he actually gave me my first job at his running store and my first pair of running shoes. And what I had was somebody who believed in me. And when I look at across the room and all the familiar faces, I've always had people that believed in me, and I think that's what it took to make me who I am today. I was thinking about Don Conley, and before the Thanksgiving Day race one year, I was so nervous because, you know, it's a Cincinnati race and I'm the Cincinnati kid and I'm supposed to win this race. And sometimes the pressure I put on myself locally was much worse than when I could travel. And I was lining up at the starting line and Don goes, Julie, Julie, over here. And right on the starting line, he had taken some spray paint and he wrote Julie on a little box so that I could stand it on the starting line. And at that moment, though, he believed in me more than myself and took the time to put that there and let me know, hey, you can fly, Julie. You don't run, you fly. And running has taught me to fly, but only because I've had a Don Conley in my life and a Bob Ronker. Thanksgiving Day race is the same thing. Don Conley taught me how to do the race, how to put it on, and Bob Ronker was the first sponsor of the race. So I was signing autographs a couple weeks ago. I wrote a book, and I was signing it, and a little sixth grader was waiting for the autograph, and I write down to her name was Angela, and I said, life is out there living. And right when I was just about done with my autograph, she leans over and she says, hey, when you're done, do you want my autograph? But absolutely, because she matters. And I think all along the way, the people that I run with every day, every week, the people in my past I've run with, every one of them has contributed to me. And here tonight is just another example. And in closing, I do speak a lot, and I love to talk now. I don't run as fast as I used to, but I still get to run every day, and that's a gift because I've had a lot of surgeries, and I don't look at myself in the reflection on a storefront anymore, I'm afraid. I still think I'm the fast girl that still flies, and I'm going to stick with that. But I do a lot of speaking, and I'm lucky that running has given me the ability that I can speak and go talk to people. And this older gentleman a long time ago gave me a bit of advice, and I wanted to share it with you tonight. I speak in a lot of nursing homes, and about 5 years ago, a gentleman, he was 94 years old, his name was Bill. And he said something to me that really stuck, and really is what running has taught me. He said, Julie, there are two types of people in this world. Those that live hard and those that live easy. The hard livers are tough on themselves. They take a risk every day. They challenge themselves. They get nervous. The easy livers, they play it safe. Every day looks the same because every day is the same.